Hey everyone, it's Jamie with ESL Online Teaching and more. I am getting ready to do my Outschool class and I'm super excited. It's the first time I've taught this class, but it is my second time doing a class with Outschool. A couple things that I think is really important. Make sure you have like some kind of headset and a mic because it just makes it so much cleaner and easier. I also like to have my Air Max Pro. Obviously any computer will do, and I think you could actually use an iPad. I'm not 100% sure, but that's an option too, I believe. And I always like to bring water whenever I do any teaching online. So just keep that handy because sometimes you get that frog in your throat and you just can't talk, or you just get tired of talking and need to soothe that throat. And another thing that I am bringing to this class in particular is my whiteboard and my dry erase marker. So it's literally a 30-minute class. It'll go pretty quickly. I think it's gonna be lots of fun. And here we go. Another thing I want to mention is make sure your lighting is really good. You don't want to look like you're just like this hidden shadow in the closet or something scary, you know. Just make sure your lighting's good. I'm in an area where there's lots of light coming in through the windows, and I also have a bright light and another light over here, so it's kind of getting me at all directions. And there's a timer maybe that's saying stop talking and get teaching. T-minus like 2 minutes, but I really should probably get serious, so I'm gonna time lapse this so you can watch me in action. So not a whole lot of talking from me necessarily during the class, but I'm gonna over voice it so you can kind of get the gist of what we talk about and what we do in class. All right, enjoy. When I started class, I told them about the Y and the X axis, and I told them that there was numbers and letters that we would use to find their points on the map. So this was really helpful for them, and they caught on quickly. We also discussed north and south, east and west, and so they were able to navigate on the map really easily. We had them add in the point system real fast because these boys were bright and they caught on so fast we needed that competition. Okay, that was super fun. I just finished my graphing class with my students, and that was just easy going, 30-minute class. The kids really loved it. It was themed and it was a map that I had coordinates. They'd ask, I'd say, okay, what number do you want? And they would give me a number, and I had a card, and I would say, okay, here are the coordinates for this card. To make it more challenging, because the questions just get harder and harder, I had 50 cards. I would say, okay, call out a number. And so I had kids saying 5 or 7, or, you know, they would just call out any number. I said, okay, number cards 1 through 14 are worth 1 point. And then 15 through 32 are worth 2 points. And then 32 through 50 are worth 3 points. And so we did that to give it a little edge, and we tried that for a little bit, got a hang of it, and then they would call out the number. They'd say, I want card number 27, and then we would give them the coordinates, and they'd figure that out, and I'd give them the points. So we did that for a little bit, and then we mixed it up by adding in some time, and I just literally pulled out my phone and used the stopwatch on it, and I would say, okay, give me the number you want, and they'd say card 50. Whoa! So we did card 50. After I read the coordinate, I would say, all right, you have 5 seconds, 7 seconds, or 10 seconds to get this done. But if you get it done in 5 seconds, you get 3 points. If you get it done in 7 seconds, you get 2 points. If you get it done in 10 seconds, you get 1 point. And so we had a point system going on and some competition, of course, and the boys that I had in the class totally ate it up and loved it. So I just used my whiteboard, and I would just keep track of that, and then I would tell them, okay, so-and-so is ahead, who's gonna win? And then at the end, just to really mix it up, I had them give me some coordinates that I would have to find whatever location it was on that map. And let me just tell you, the boys could have taught the class. Literally, they were so fast. I thought 5 seconds would be way too hard. No, the 12-year-old was able to nail it just like that and get 6 points because he chose a difficult card, which was like 39, and it was a 3-point card. And then he found the coordinates within like 5 seconds, and I was just blown away. And you guys, I know that it seems silly because you're probably like, well, those are probably easy coordinates. No, it was like a 3-step process. I'd say, okay, you're gonna start at B1 and I want you to go south 3 coordinates and then east 7 coordinates. And he'd have to figure that all out within like 5 seconds. Okay, I'm impressed. So I had them challenge me and they got to see me totally flop because I'm not as fast. So it was really fun. I felt like it was really interactive. I thought it was very positive. There was a little bit of a struggle when the competition was harder for another student. I need to figure out maybe how to iron out those kinks when that happens. Obviously there was an age difference, so that was going to happen inevitably. So anyway, I love doing this. It was crazy though. I had 2 students. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Like, I need to get reviews. I need to get the experience. I need to just teach this class. It was my first time. So I did. I kept that time slot and I could have had up to 10 students, but I ended up very last minute getting a 3rd student. So it was a 3-student class and I actually really enjoy that because I can keep track of the kids really easily. I give them a lot more opportunity to participate, and I think parents like that too. So I hope that I get really good reviews from them. Another tip that I don't know if this works, I need to ask Outschool, but I'm used to giving feedback after class. And so I actually have gone in after and just said, hey, thanks for coming to class. I sent this message to them directly. Thanks for coming to class. I hope you had a lot of fun. I'd love your feedback and your input. And I just send that off to all of my students right after class. It's not a requirement. I just feel like it gives it a little personal touch and it builds that, I think, relationship with your students, and hopefully they'll take your class again. And maybe moms and dads will give you those reviews that you need. So there's my experience. This was class number 2 for me and I loved it.